Welcome everybody, it's Telman. In this video we are going to be talking about the ending to Zombies in Spaceland, and I'm going to be explaining it to the best of my abilities. And I'm going to say this right away, but there's really not that much to explain inside this because mainly it's a cliffhanger ending, but there are a couple things I think are very important that you guys need to know when I actually point them out, because I think all the things that I will point out inside this are still going to be important, just not anything very big that will make a difference at least now, but I do think you'll have a difference in a couple different things in the future. But anyways, I don't know if you guys noticed what I said there, but I said a Zombies in Spaceland ending. I'm going to be explaining, wait, a Zombies in Spaceland ending? Yes, we finally got an ending to Zombies in Spaceland. Zombies in Spaceland released almost an entire year ago, and we're finally getting an ending to it, which is kind of crazy. I think I only do a service if I actually explain how you actually get this, and the only way to do it is by playing as Willard and beating the main Easter egg. Then you'll be able to get this cutscene. But also, I want to give credit to the guy who actually got this cutscene before absolutely anybody else, and it's Unpunk. I'll link him down in the description. It's also where I got this footage from, so much credit to him inside this video. All of this couldn't have been done without him, so all the credit in the world to him, and I highly recommend you guys check out his video first, then come right back. But his link will be down in the description if you guys want to check that out. But anyways, with all that out of the way, let's actually get into this video. So right away, I want to play this thing for you guys, then after that I'll come back and explain absolutely everything I can.
Willard! Now do you understand? This is why I chose each of you. There is much to do. Shall we begin? The end?
So one thing right away I want to point out from that ending is exactly when this is taking place. So there's a couple different times we could say this is taking place, and some people were saying it's from Beasts from Beyond's ending. It's a continuation off of that. It's before the Mephistopheles boss fight and everything, but that's doubtful for a couple different reasons. But the main reason I will give for you guys in this video is by looking at what they're wearing, and because at the end of the Beasts from Beyond ending they were wearing Willard Wyler's clothes, but at the end of the Mephistopheles boss fight ending they were wearing their normal clothes again. So I can almost guarantee you that this is taking place after the Mephistopheles boss fight. I could bet so much money on that actually being the case, so I don't really think there's a really good argument for it being anything else. But another thing I want to point out, and this is more of a question than explaining anything, but how was Willard Wyler able to escape the films just by beating Zombies in Spaceland? And if you look at what he collected, he didn't collect anything special, he just collected the soul key. So I'm not entirely sure why this is the case. I don't know why Willard Wyler is allowed to escape these films only only as zombies in Spaceland. Maybe there's some reason I'm not aware of, but I'm not exactly sure exactly what's happening here. But if you guys have any suggestions for that, only thing I can really think of is that maybe the soul keys are part of his soul, and that's why it's so easy for him to go in and out of his film so easily, or it could be something else entirely that we're not aware of. But I do think that this will become important sometime in the future. I'm not too sure when, but maybe it'll become important later on. But then after that, he just says this is why he chose each of us, which we actually learned why he chose all our characters. I guess back in Shell and Shuffle was the first time we heard about. Then inside Attack of the Radioactive thing, we heard about more information, but I'm not entirely sure exactly why he's saying it now. But anyways, it's something worth pointing out also. But then after all that, we do actually see an ending to this, and it says the end with a question mark at the end. And I really think that this is going to be the end of the cutscenes for IW season, because I don't think we're going to get any more endings after this because of how it ended. And not only on top of that, Willard Wyler is with all our characters now, and it wouldn't really make sense to start up another Mephistopheles boss fight while Willard Wyler is there, because then you have 5 playable characters, which wouldn't make that much sense, because a lot of people were saying that you have to beat Mephistopheles now with Willard Wyler, but I'm thinking that's really doubtful. I think that this is where it's going to all end, because if you look at the type of ending this was a cliffhanger ending. This cliffhanger ending was just saying, hey, there's going to be more in the future, saying the end with a question mark at the end. And they actually did a really good job at this, unlike Treyarch, because Treyarch only had to end a cliffhanger ending, because imagine if we had Infinite Warfare Zombies end with this. This would have been our only ending. It would have just been a cliffhanger ending, and that's what Treyarch didn't do. This really isn't relevant, but I just want to say this real quick, because they had their proper endings. They had 2 endings that would like kind of feel like you did something in that season. Like the 2 endings we got at the end of The Beast from Beyond and at the end of the Mephistopheles boss fight, those endings felt like there was some closure, I guess you would say. But then this one came back and said, hey, wait, there's still more for the future. So that's what I'm thinking is exactly happening here. I think that's where we're going to see the end of the story for now. There may be some little more small things around the maps that I really want to look for. There won't be anything really big that's going to change as much as the ending cutscene, because this was really just a cliffhanger ending to say we're going to be back in our next game. But anyways, that's about it for this video. Tell me what you guys think about this ending. I think it was a good ending because we had 2 other endings before this that really advanced the story, and this one was just leaving the cliffhanger. I think they did a really good job at that. But anyways, like I said, that's going to be it for me. And also, if you guys did like, subscribe, or even share this video on this video, then I thank you guys so much for doing so. Anyways, I'm going to go, and I will catch you guys on my next video.